All right, guys, we are back live again. Today we had, as sometimes we do have, not all the times, a special. We're going, as Drake would say, back to back and doing two good interviews. Earlier we had Mayor Rolando Salinas on, and we appreciate him taking the time to speak with us about some issues that have been going on in the city and in our community. So we appreciate that a lot. Um, Coming up next in our back to back feature, we have attorney Edgar H. Juarez. Um, the attorney Edgar H. Juarez, of course, the reason why we got kind of piqued our interest and we wanted to interview him was because we've been seeing him a lot lately on social media. We've been seeing him out and about, and maybe a little more than usual, I guess I would say. So we're gonna go ahead and bring him on. Thank you guys for those of you that did view our previous interview with Mayor Salinas, and thank you for joining us for our back-to-back interviews today on this Wednesday. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and bring on Attorney Edgar H. Juarez for you guys. Hey, Mr.
Hello,
Juarez, how
Isaac.
are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. First off, Isaac, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be interviewed and to be introduced to your followers. I will tell you, uh, it's going to be a tough act to follow. That Mayor Rolando Salinas, he did a great interview. So yeah, it's going to be tough to follow. But once again, Isaac, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I'm hoping that your viewers will get to know a little bit more about me.
No, absolutely. And excuse me, like I was saying, yes, of course. Everybody, I like interviewing the mayor. Not as I told him, not because I mean I knew him in high school. Full disclosure, I don't try to act or hey, you don't know me, I don't know you, this and that. But we played football together, and he was a great guy then. I wouldn't say I was his best friend. Of course we're teammates, and when you're a teammate, in that football team, it's kind of like you may not know everything about him, but like, yay, that's your brother, you protect him either way, right? Just like on the football field. And whenever it came to his election, I was kind of, hey, we have Cifuentes, and Mayor Cifuentes, former Mayor Cifuentes, did have a lot of experience in the position. I will say that. Now, not all experience is a good experience, and I worked enough time with the city to be able to say that I worked more there than his tenure there, Cifuentes. And it when you're in the council, there's the council level, and then there's bureaucracy. There's another level to that, and that bureaucracy there at the city, I will say, Mayor Salinas does have will have his hands full, handling that, and that's another story, I guess. Is going to be included in the memoirs coming in a couple of years, right? But he's always a good interview, and we love interviewing him there. And one of the reasons why is he's the rare one that does not, hey, what are you going to ask me? Hey, what, how are you going with this? Or, hey, I don't want to talk about this. Because I'll be honest, I've had those. And I would say about 90% of them, I just chose not to interview after all, because I don't think media, and I'm not, the biggest media source. I never try to act like I am, but we are who we are. We have our niche, and we want to know the real person.
Right?
And
Full disclosure, you and we haven't rehearsed any questions.
no, no, no.
And I will tell you, Isaac, I've been following you since you first started posting on Facebook. And one of the things that I continued to follow you, and now even on these live feeds that you do, is because you do ask the tough questions. And so I look forward to your interview.
No, no, and we appreciate it. I mean, I know as we've learned, it's hard to get schedules together. I'm always out and about as well, trying to take care of things. And of course, I'm sure you are. And the thing that piqued us or piqued our interest, rather, was, hey, we've been seeing you everywhere lately.
Well,
We really have. Let's just call it
yeah,
what it is,
let's
right?
get to the chase, and that is true. Look, so before I explain to you why you've seen a lot of me, let me just introduce myself and just tell
Yes,
your
yes,
viewers
please do.
who I am and who's this. ¿Quién es este? Justicia con Juarez. Well, look. First off, I would tell you this. I'm a married man. I have a beautiful wife. We've raised our children here in Eagle Pass. Well, I say children, but actually, my daughter is 21 years old and my
Oh,
son
okay.
is 18. Raised them here in Eagle Pass. I have been an attorney for 18 years, and I've been practicing now. One of the reasons why people ask, people will say because they see me, they see that I have a big billboard sign, or they see me on Facebook, they see me on the marketplaces, and then people will say, "Oh, I'm so glad that you barely started." And I'm like, actually, no. And that's the reason why you see a lot of me, because it's no surprise. I am trying to get my name out there.
Mhm.
And truth be told, the type of attorney that I am, I practice criminal defense and family law, which is divorces basically. So unless you're up to no good being alleged as a criminal, or you're getting divorced, you're really, really not going to get to know me in reality. But I would tell you this: I have been active in this community for a very, very long time, and before recently, I did this. I don't want to say low key, but I really wasn't exposing myself as much as I am now. So when my kids were at Graves Elementary, I was a PTO president. Some people know me from there, and as my kids grew up, I became involved in organizations, joined a church, did activities through them, and then when my kids went over to the high school, I joined the Mighty Eagle Band Booster. Now, the Band Booster is a huge organization. I was very fortunate to be one of their officers. But even without title, I've always tried to be a part of this community and try to help out as much as possible, because I believe in Eagle Pass. I believe in this community. I want to see this community thrive. I love border town. Like, a lot of people will bash Eagle Pass. They'll say like, "No, hombre, Eagle Pass is so boring," or "No, they get your border town." And I will tell you this: uh, I don't think Eagle Pass is boring. There's so many things to do. There's just so much activities to do. And if you follow my Facebook page, you'll see that. You'll see that I go lately. I've been going from event to event to event, and in reality, Eagle Pass is not boring. If it's boring, maybe you need to look at yourself. Like the great Miley Cyrus said, "Life is what you make it, so let's make it rock." Eagle Pass is not boring. You just got to go out there.
Now, you say event to event. Now we've seen you and on Facebook with several events and everything. Uh, Before we get to that, one of the questions, you say that you raised your children here, so you're not originally from Eagle Pass, is that correct?
Okay, so I say this. I was not born in Eagle Pass, but by the grace of God, I made it. Originally, I am from a border town, and so I was very fortunate to meet my wife, and basically my wife said, "You know what? My family's from Eagle Pass. All my wife's family is all from Eagle Pass." So she said. you know, uh, follow me. And I said, yes. And so you are correct. But for the last 11 years, I've been living here. I consider Eagle Pass my hometown. I do. Uh, I think border towns are the greatest. You get the best of both worlds. You
Mhm.
get, um, you get, obviously, you get to learn English and the American system and the education. You get the opportunities,
Mhm.
but at the same time, you have your culture. You keep the Spanish, you keep the traditions, the quinceañeras. So you're absolutely right. I am not originally from here, but again, by the grace of God, I came here and I embrace this town as if I was originally born and raised here.
Yeah. Okay. No, no, yeah. I mean, uh, I understand that. That's all good. That's all good, and we appreciate that, of course. You know, the city of Eagle Pass is. We have a comment coming real quick from Adrian and Yonela Rodriguez. Where are you from? You said you were a border town.
Okay, originally I was born in San Benito, which is basically the valley, but San Benito is right next to Brownsville. So I was born and you can practically say I was born and raised in Brownsville, Texas, so the valley. And then after I lived in it there, I went to school in Austin. So then after that, I lived in Austin. I'm so proud of being a Texas Longhorn, Hook'em Horns. I graduated from UT, and from then on, I then moved to San Antonio, and in San Antonio, I went and I graduated with my jurisprudence from the St. Mary's School of Law, and then from there moved quick, but made a return back to the valley. I started at the as a prosecutor originally, which is basically a district and county attorney in the valley. The offices are combined, and so I was a prosecutor for a couple of years. Then after that, I went and I worked for a law firm doing accidents, and then after working there, I opened up the law offices of Edgar Juarez. Was down in the valley for some time, had already established my business, didn't need to advertise, things were going great. And then I fell in love with my beautiful wife, and then I ended up here in Eagle Pass.
Ah, that's how they get you, right, Edgar? Well, okay, man. No, thank you for answering the comments that are coming out. I believe you can see them as well, and we just had a comment from there and they were curious as to knowing where you were from, and where I think Eagle Pass is open to visitors that want to do well in our community, of course. And like I said, we were moving towards. Yes, we've been seeing you everywhere. We've seen you at the races. We've seen you at the Pride Parade. We've seen you. I mean, if there was an event, Edgar Juarez was there. Uh,
Don't forget the market, the farm markets. I've been out there too.
there you
Don't
go.
forget
Yeah.
those. Then people say your billboard, the one that's on Bush by Bush's Chicken. I
Yes.
have that one, and I also have four little ones. Real quickly, I'll tell you where they're at. I have one by Seco Mines, one by Eitzen Road, one by Hopedale, and the other one by Medina. So yeah, and then I also, I hope you don't mind, I gotta give a little quick shout out to Mega 94.3 because I actually have a radio show on Fridays that I do with that radio station, the local radio station, and also people have also seen me because I've been sponsoring a lot of different things, and the truth is I've actually been sponsoring them for a very very long time. But before I didn't find it. I didn't think that I wanted to. Oh, look at me! Oh, here comes a sponsoring this, and so. But one of the things that I found out is that people had from time to time, people will bump into me and they're like, señor abogado, apenas empezó, ¿dónde está? And it's not like that. It's just that I've been practicing for a lot of years, and so yes, yes.
No, yeah, and it's very interesting, and I think that our good friend Villa over here, Alfonso Villa, wrestling. You were there at the
Oh
wrestling
yeah,
match,
yeah, yeah.
right?
It was interesting. I wasn't even aware of this, but apparently the guy that I helped sponsor to bring down Laredo Kid, I didn't know that he was like the lucha libre superstar of a Mexican league. I had
Oh,
uh,
wow.
the Hulk Hogan or the Randy Macho Man of a Mexican luchador. I had no idea. I brought him in because I thought that it was important to have events here in Eagle Pass. My
Mhm.
good friends approached me and said, "Would you like to sponsor this event?" I sponsored it. It was just an amazing event. It was fun. We were able to sell out. And again, it's just to give out to the community. But yes, I was there at the wrestling event.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Edgar. I mean, I know it's a little off topic, a little bit. Uh,
Oh, are these the hard questions? Okay, okay. Let me get serious. The
we,
hard.
we, well, I mean, it's the hard questions. I mean, the hard questions would come if you were maybe a politician or
Oh,
an
okay.
aspiring politician. I mean, I know how those can get hard, but what we really want to know as a community,
Mhm.
what is Edgar Juarez about? What is Edgar Juarez? I mean, to me, I am real careful with my community. I think it goes back to so much time I had with the city and the leadership that I had at the time, where it was like if the city of Eagle Pass was my baby. I think, and I think a lot of employees, not everybody, but a lot of employees feel that way. And you take care of your baby with your, everything that you are, right? You have children. I have children as well. So I think we can share that sentiment that, you don't mess with my baby.
Right.
So you are somewhat of a little bit of an outsider, being that you're not originally from the community, but you are nonetheless a part of our community and have been for a very long time now. So my question to you, since a lot of people are asking, as you say, that hey, I'm glad you're finally out there, or I'm glad you just came into this and everything. Those people that do not know you do not know Edgar Juarez. Who is Edgar Juarez, the man? Who is Edgar Juarez, the attorney? And who is Edgar Juarez here for?
Okay. So
I know it was a big,
yeah,
compact kind of
I
question,
know. I
right?
mean, yeah, yeah. So who am I? Look, I'm just a guy that was raised by a family that was very into work ethic, like a strong work ethic, and a very moral family. And my father, may rest in peace, he passed away 11 years ago.
Sorry about that.
No, it's a long time, but he always instilled in us this sense of work ethic. And so when I first got to Eagle Pass, I remember, I remember hustling out there, just trying to get my office going, and and one of the things that um, like many other communities, um, I realized that there is room for improvement, like in any other community. And so I realized that, especially in Eagle Pass, um, um, you really, like if you don't know somebody, it almost seems like you're left behind. And so I made it my goal to try to do everything in my power to help people. And so when I first started out, I would help the battered women uh, by giving a reduction in prices. Um, and one of the things, speaking about my father and also my late brother, I don't know if many of you know, I lost a brother last year to COVID. He was also an attorney. He was 2 years younger than me. And
Sorry for your loss. Our
thank,
condolences.
thank you. And so, in regards to, uh, he was also into helping the community, and not only my father but my brother that passed. And I will tell you this because I've made this no secret. Um, we were instilled that by my father, and so my brother had political aspirations and I have political aspirations. And I've made no secret about that. From the day that I got to Eagle Pass, I've always been intrigued with how the politics run here. I've always tried to be involved and I've always followed it. And I always said that, right time, right place, I would go ahead and throw my hat in there, because I believe that we need change, and I believe that change can be a positive thing. Now I will tell you, I think I know what the $1 million question is. It's like, what is Mr. Juarez, Justicia con Juarez running?
Well, hold on.
I wish I could say, uh, rising Texan, newsflash. We're gonna give it here, lay it down on the table. The truth is that there are certain rules that I have to follow. That the law says that if I did aspire for a political position, there needs to be certain steps that I need to take. And so, but I will tell you something, Isaac, and I make this promise to you. The minute I decide that I am ready to announce a position to run here, in politics, I'll come to your show. And in fact, I was hoping that I'd get that once a month invitation that my good friend Rolando Salinas was given. Because I will tell you this, Rolly, I knew him before he was a mayor. I knew him as a colleague. In fact, I was I was starting here in Eagle Pass, and I had been an attorney for some time, and he had just graduated, and he had just come back into Eagle Pass. And initially, I remember speaking with him, and he was trying to find his way. And I don't want to say that I helped him in any way or shaped him. I mean, the man did. He was able to be a very successful attorney without me. But I'm just very happy that I've been able to be not only a colleague to him, but also a dear good friend. And so I give a shout out to the mayor, good props, and I wish him the best. I really do, because his success is our success in the city. And so I would tell you this, Isaac, I come with nothing but very good intentions.
Okay. Rule infraction number one, Mr. Edgar, was that we asked the questions here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You pickpocketed one of the good questions we had,
Oh,
but
I apologize.
no worries. Hey, this once a month thing, if that's what something you're interested in, I mean, we're always open here. I know the mayor, and he's been open to it as well. So whenever we can accommodate, I mean, we like to have our regular, Wednesday night shows. Of course, we have them usually at 8 o'clock, and that's just for people to be able to know when we're on and tune in if they'd like. But we're open to expanding and doing different days, or on a Wednesday when we don't. I mean, when we're not scheduled with anybody, we love to hear from figures in the community,
Hey, real
especially.
quickly, Isaac, I'm asking anybody that's out there viewing us right now, hey,
Mhm.
hit a share. Share this. I want to support the Rising Texan.
Thank you.
Share to the groups. And not only this interview, but the other interviews that you have. I strongly encourage that you're there on Facebook. Put a comment, send a heart, send a like. It always intrigues me. Like, I don't know if you ever seen, like, when Elias Diaz ever comes on these things, you just see the little hearts like that popping up. He's a very lovable figure, and he's a very likable guy. And so, I tell you, if Isaac says something that hones with you, throw him a like, throw him a heart, show some love.
Well, we appreciate that, and we just try to bring something to the community that we feel um, is really lacking, and it's not to say anything bad against any other news media. It's just that there's no other way to say it, and I may get backlash because of it, and that's fine because I've been getting backlash since I started this thing a couple of months ago. Is that I feel that a lot of the news media is compromised already, and it's I'm not saying it's anything bad or anything like that. Everybody does and conducts their business the way they see fit, and I respect that. But whenever it gets to me, and that's why I always like to bring it up, like, yes, we do have sponsors. Yes, if whoever that sponsor is, the first thing I tell them, you need to understand when you're sponsoring this show, that does not exclude you if you do anything that's out of the realm of what's respectful, what's expected of the community. And
Full disclosure, Isaac. As of today, I have not sponsored you, and
no, no,
right,
no,
right. So just so that
no,
I don't want people to say like, no, este attorney Juan le pagó a Mr. Reese, ahora lo tiene ahí en el programa, you know.
no, no, no. No, I mean, and it goes for most of the people that I do have on interviews. Being the nature of the interviews that I have, I mean, I have not gotten any money for that. Do I have sponsors? Yes, I have, and I'll shout out to our biggest sponsor right now, Rodriguez Consulting and Services. Thank you very much for trusting us, giving us a 6 month contract for advertising. We also have several others that are lined up ready to start advertising with us.
I see
But
Eagle, I see the smokehouse, the wheel wagon,
the wagon wheel,
well, there you
Mexican
go.
barbecue and tacos.
Holy, the
No, yeah,
wagon.
everybody that
Training
are, yeah, everybody, we have our scroller, we have our different items that we do. Now we're not the best at the time because we're young in this game, but I think we've been able to get the attention of the people, given the background that I've been blessed with, working with local government. So whenever we do say something, it always comes with documentation. It always comes with that kind of backing that is what's true. And I think it resonates a lot with your Justicia con Juarez, and that's what this community needs right now. Now, I was raised always growing up in a certain, how you said, the compadre or esto and that, and it's all who you know. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and try to act like I'm not who I am. Yeah, I have a uncle that's a commissioner. I have a well-known, a good family, that most of us do here in Eagle Pass. Married into also a prominent family as well, and I've been offered several things, and they can attest to it. And I've always been the guy like, hey, I like to make my own way, and I think that most of the people that know me directly can mention that and can strongly say that. Oh, I mean, this guy's crazy, and they say that because most people are willing to take the easy road, right? And that's what attracted me to you, and made me want to reach out for an interview, is that you may have not had the typical way that most attorneys have here, and I think that that's something that could be appreciated when somebody is trying to create their own path in the whatever industry it may be. So I mean, that was the real reason we extended the, hey, whenever you have a chance. I think I saw you in the radio station having an interview there, and I mean, there's certain ways I can say about the radio station. I know you just gave them a shout out, but I'd like to say that we don't shy away from anything here. So that's
No,
what we like to hang our hat on. So
hey, Isaac, I remember when I was a moderator for a debate. It was I think it was city
mhm.
council, and believe me, we you voice your opinion in regards to the questions, and you're entitled to your opinions. Yeah, I remember you saying, all these softball questions. Full disclosure, I didn't come up with the questions.
I'm sure you did it. I'm sure you did it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just simply and I would tell you that was actually the very first time that I got introduced to the whole radio and the whole live on Facebook, like that type of, and so it was a good experience for me. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, and I think that's the reason why I followed your page, Isaac, because you don't shy away from. And I will tell you this. I don't want to people to think, oh, Mr. Juarez is sucking up to I. No, there's things that you put on your page that I don't agree with. Just like there's a lot of things that I do agree with you. But I think what's important, and I think that people respect, is that you give both sides, and then when you say something, it just isn't facts out of like thin air. You have a question or you have a comment, you have a backing up before you go and present, and so I think people respect that.
No, yeah. I mean, honestly, whenever this thing came about, it was kind of just out of nowhere, really. It wasn't something that I've been planning or anything, but yeah, like I said, I've been blessed with relevant local government experience to for me to enough to be able to comment on some of the things that are going on with the city. I mean, I started as a laborer working outside in the sun at 21 years old. By the time I was 30, I was already a grant administrator, director in the director meetings with the city manager. I only answered to the assistant city manager. So, and later on with the city of Del Rio, being a city grant writer, and then ultimately the last job I did work with for someone else was with the county as their grant director slash interim planning director. And for whatever reason that didn't work out between me and the county judge, and I'm pretty sure he remembers the last meeting me and him had. But and that's why I decided to come up with my own consulting business. Quick shout out to Merritt County Water Control and Improvement District. They have been my clients for a year now. Great relationship there. And then as an entrepreneur, as I like to call myself, I came up with this thing all of a sudden overnight, and it's going good. I mean, if I can get attorney Edgar Juarez on here to take his time, because I know time is money. I mean, especially attorneys, time is money. Anybody, time is money. So we really appreciate that. So, but Edgar, what I'm going to ask it. All right, there's rumors going around, and it's a big rumor. There's been this judge out there that nobody has been able to remove him from his seat for whatever reason. And I'm sorry, maybe I'm putting you a little bit on the spot. I know
No, no,
you
not at all.
put something out, but there's just been a lot of talk that maybe attorney Edgar H. Juarez is aiming for Judge Abascal's was it 365th district? Is that correct?
Right. So Judge Abascal is a 365th judicial district.
365th. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, 365th. Correct.
365th, and that Judge Abascal doesn't encompass what it is Maverick, Damon, and Zavala. And so you are correct in regard to Judge Abascal. That is his that is a district
Okay.
that he
Now
is the judge for.
is that in your eyesight? Is that in your wheelhouse?
Well, again, Isaac, if I could answer that question, and legally speaking, there's certain if that were the anticipated plan, there are certain things that I would need to do before I would publicly announce something like that. And so
Treasurer, right? Is that
I
correct?
can't. I'm gonna have to respectfully say that At this point, I cannot confirm that at this point.
Okay. I just want to make one quick shout out to a sponsor, real quick, out in First Choice Home Medical. First Choice Home Medical Equipment. If you guys, this is your first choice home medical equipment, there's no other choice besides it. So, you guys, home medical equipment, first choice, they're here in South Veterans. Hit them up, please. And back to Edgar. So,
Thank you, thank you. Hey,
no,
so,
no, sorry. I had to take that little pause real quick.
of
But
course.
now, the thing is that I understand that there is a process. There is things that need to go on. I think you have to hire a treasurer, designate a treasurer,
I've heard
and
something like that. Yes, that you need to send an application and then open up an account and
mhm.
designate a treasurer. I've heard things that. Yes.
But you, I mean, you came on. You told us you have admitted that you have aspirations.
Oh yes, and people that have known me for years have known that. That's not a secret. I mean, everybody in the community knows that, especially amongst those people that are involved that have followed politics. I've made no. I've always thought if I could improve our great city, and if I'm ever given that, like it has to be the right time, the right place for it. And to this day, I haven't. It hasn't come to fruition, you know. And so, who knows? Maybe in the near future, I may. You may hear something.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's say hypothetically, you're gonna run for something. I won't get into specifics, right? So, what does Edgar H. Juarez stand for as a representative of our community? Now, I hate to kind of choose this or that, but I think a lot of the viewers that we have are aware more of the labels as liberal, conservative, moderate. I mean, would you consider yourself any one of those? Do you consider yourself an open book, or where do you see yourself in that spectrum?
Okay, so I will tell you this. When I was when I was growing up and I was in high school, my government teacher, he had this project that w- w- study the platforms and see what you're at. And I was down in the valley and I started going down all these things. And at the end, it turns out that I was labeled a Republican, and the reason that I was labeled a Republican was because a lot of the what we call the social aspect of it, I
Mhm.
related more to that platform, and then I went on to college, and then as I was as I was going, then most people would have labeled me as a Democrat because uh, uh, um, um, in regards to like um, the just a whole bunch of things that came out that, and so I would tell you this. By name, I guess you can say that that by the name, I'm belong to the Democratic, right? Uh, but having said that, I am not your most liberal person. In fact, so I think I'm what you would consider a moderate. Truth be told, and but again, for me, it's not about labels. It's about the idea, the man, that what you want to do in our community. And I will tell you this, and this is across the board. I believe that um, this wave that we're seeing now about change, I believe fresh blood, new blood. I
Mhm.
follow that. Just like Mayor Salinas was saying, you know, we need some. We need people that can. new faces. That's what we need. And so that I can tell you. But aside from the labels and this, I'm just a hardworking, person that's trying to do what's right for my family, and I want to see that that happens to your family as well. I do really mean when I say my slogan, my thing, justicia con Juarez. I really do. I strive for justice, uh, for your family, for you. And so I don't want to give a little shout out, but if you all need legal services, my Facebook page, type in attorney Edgar Juarez, and you'll see my law practice. But yeah, that's what I'm about, Isaac.
No, and we appreciate it. I mean, there isn't too many that are willing to come out and really reveal themselves to the community. I think that's when I first started this thing. It was one of the most scariest things as far as I was concerned was revealing who you are, because when you do that, you do open yourself up for good and bad, for criticism and praise. And I think it speaks volumes. As I always tell Mayor Salinas, because whenever that race was going on, Mayor Salinas was the only one who took the risk. That, like, hey, and I understand. See, former Mayor Cifuentes is maybe I understand his stance, not wanting to come on voluntarily because of the questions he was going to get asked and everything. And I think as a politician nowadays, more than ever, people are holding these people accountable. Now, you as an aspiring political figure, and those that are currently or those that were formerly, they're not just news media, because I think a lot of the news media is being fed to the public in general, but people, original people, every day that we get up, we put one pant leg at a time. We don't make those mega millions. We can't be doing yoga whenever the hell we want, or what have you, whatever these people do nowadays, right? But I think it brings a genuine sense and a being able to connect with the community, with anybody in the community, not just those that are quote unquote politicians, quote unquote rich, but having the sense, or how is it, being down to earth, I think is the correct phrase, to taking the time. And again, just like we do with Mr. Salinas, we're always real appreciative with everybody that comes on our show, because I mean, right now it's 9:30, right? I mean, who doesn't want to be laying down in bed watching some Netflix or whatever last show is on, or what have you, right? And uh, we appreciate it, you know.
Thank you. One of the things, Isaac, that I do want to mention, because I know I've talked a lot about Ronald Salinas. I do want to say something about Mayor Cifuentes. I would tell you that during his tenure, and also at the county level, uh, they did with what they had. They did a hell of a job during the pandemic. I didn't always agree with what they said, but you can't take that. And that's one of the things that I've noticed, that it happens not only here, it happens across the country. We saw this in the last presidential election, is that we had a very divided and so if I belong to this camp, then I'm going to hate this camp. And if I'm going to do a props to this person, then I'm not you're now my enemy. And uh, Edgar H. Juarez is not about that. And so, just like Ronald Salinas was a very good colleague of mine and a good friend of mine, I do also want to say that Mayor Cifuentes, I would thank him during the time that we, for all the things that we would see him day in and day out. I mean, the guy was just relentless during that COVID pandemic, and also the county judge, and that those entities worked well together. And so, again, I think we need to stop going away from, well, I'm gonna hate you no matter what, whether you do good by me or not. And I don't think that that's the attitude to take. And so, again, Mayor Cifuentes, if you're watching, good job.
We appreciate that. The olive branch is always a good way to go. I hear that he may be running again sometime soon.
I
Uh,
heard
we-
rumors too. I
uh,
asked him, and he's like, he didn't. I don't know anything.
yeah, no, I mean, we interviewed whenever we interviewed him shortly after his loss. We asked him about that, and he was more interested in letting us know about his time with his family, which we appreciate, of course. And it came into recently another news media source released is thinking about that, or he may be in there, and what's funny about it is that it seems that it may be for County Commissioner Precinct 4, which I personally have my uncle that is the commissioner of Precinct 4. So I think that was just kind of an interesting side note on that, I guess. But Edgar, hey man, we've had a great time talking with you, and we want to see if we can set up something regular every month. As you know, the invitation is there. It's been very interesting. I know you can get everything that we want to talk to within the time frame we're trying to get at, right?
Of
But
course.
I'm not sure if you have anything else left that you want to say right now to the people watching. We had up to 40 something right now. It's down to 22. It's getting a little late, so I understand some people may have logged in, logged out. But what message do you want to leave the community with right now?
Okay, so I want to tell you, get involved in the community. There's just so many events that we can attend to. There's just this weekend, we're gonna have the Fourth of July parade. We're gonna have the Fourth of July event, and I mean, the city and also the county hosts a slew of events. And so, get involved in your community. And so that's the message that I want to send out to everybody. And don't forget, Justicia con Juarez.
Guys, Justicia con Juarez. You've seen him on Facebook. He's been all over. Support him. I mean, we always love people out there trying to increase their reach. Actually, we're always looking for people to increase their reach here with the Rising Texan, of course. And Edgar, I mean, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it. We can get together sometime this week, see if we can talk about a regular a regular showing. That way we can have you at least once a month, once every 3 weeks. Come back, let us know what's going on, maybe a little bit more about your practice, and how some of these people that need assistance, because I know sometimes we're so intimidated with having to choose, what attorneys and costs, and some people are just not familiar and would rather not go that route. And I think it speaks a lot, you coming on and maybe wanting to inform the public of how they can meet with you, how they can meet with possibly other attorneys. And we're looking forward to time passing by and seeing if Edgar H. Juarez is ready for the political world. That
For the big boys, the big
Yeah,
boys.
well, see, that's when the harder questions come, Edgar. That's the thing.
Once again, Isaac, thanks. Thank you for having me on.
Well, you have yourself a nice night, and we look forward to interviewing you again, Edgar.
All right, thanks, Isaac.
All right, you have a nice night. Guys, that concludes our second interview. We had two back to back for you guys tonight. On this Wednesday night, we got a little bit of things to do, so we're gonna jet on y'all. We won't stay much longer, but thank you for joining us for the Mayor Salinas's interview. We had a great viewing. We had a great viewing with Attorney Edgar Juarez. Again, we kind of get a sense he may be running for something very soon. And I don't know, guys. Maybe we'll be hearing an announcement in the upcoming months. So we were proud to have them on. Again, if anybody else out there would like to get interviewed, we don't play softball. That's one of the things is that I don't prepare these questions and send them to you. I don't. I won't give you easy stuff to answer, but that's the thing that we offer that no one else can, is that you're going to find out as a community who are these people really and what it is they have to offer for us as far as community service, whether it's a political position or not a political position. Serving your community should be your number one priority. Communities is what raises us. Communities is what keeps us together and helps us grow through our lives. And we really appreciate y'all watching. Again, shout out to our sponsors, Rodriguez Consulting and Services, Tint Masters, Eat Fit, Eagle Pass, of course, always big supporters. We have Wagon Wheel, Smokehouse and Saloon guys. Hopefully I'll be headed out there tomorrow for some lunch with them. So be watching out for that. Viva K9 Training, Boarding, and Grooming Center for all your pet needs. First choice, home medical supply. First choice is your only choice, guys. There's no other choice besides first choice home medical equipment. So hit them up. We want to thank you again, and we will see you sometime soon, guys. Keep in touch and follow our website, like, share this page. Guys, we're trying to get our numbers up. Of course, we were knocked down by Facebook, but we're coming back strong. The Rising Texan doesn't give up, guys. We're here to bring you news from your community and bring you nothing but the truth. Signing off. We'll see y'all. Thank y'all for joining.